Hey everybody, how you doing? Do me a favor before we get started. I need you to hit this like button if you're not a subscriber. I need you to hit the subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you won't miss an episode. Also, check out the pin link. Scroll all the way to the bottom. You're going to see the word petitions. I need for you to sign it. Sign the one that says Ann Baker. So today we're going to talk in generalities. You know, this is a finance channel. I'm going to be very brief, but this is just a reminder, maybe for some new people who are watching me, the importance of buying assets. So, what is one of the differences between the rich and the poor? One of the differences between the rich and the poor is that the rich buy assets and the poor do not buy assets. So, I am middle class on my journey to becoming wealthy. And one thing that I've noticed is that there's no one helping you in this journey. You basically have to figure it out because it is this big secret. And once people figure it out, they're going to keep it all under wraps. So that is what I am discovering. But I do have the key concept. The key concept is to buy assets. So, how many of you watching me were taught in your 20s to buy assets? Do I have any teenagers watching me by chance? If so, you can get a head start. Teenagers watching me buy assets. So, just a reminder, what are assets? Does anyone want to put the assets into the comments? What are assets? Anyone want to comment? Okay, so when you think of assets, you think of stocks. Buying stocks is very important. Being in the stock market is very important, regardless of the fear mongering that you may hear in the media. So, the purpose of the fear mongering is to get you out, right? So, we only want a certain percentage of people to be wealthy. So, the ones who are courageous, who stay in through the ups and the downs, and the ups and the downs, and the ups and the downs, those are the people that become wealthy. So that is one asset class, the stock market. So name some other assets. You may not be watching now. There's no one on live now. But as you come into the room, name some assets. So another class of assets is real estate. So buying real estate is very important. Only problem with the real estate is that you have to have money to buy real estate. So it's doable. It's doable, but it takes planning. Say, for example, you are a beginner and you're buying your first home. Like maybe you don't have a home yet. Maybe you're still living in an apartment. So there are programs out there that will help you to get your first home. And the name of that program is called NACA, NACA. Go ahead and Google it. It is a legit program, and their purpose is to help you get into your first home. Now, some people use that home to actually house hack. So instead of getting that single unit, they're getting like a 4 unit in house hacking. But you can talk to the people at NACA to make sure that you're doing everything legit. And then gradually moving on, like acquiring property after property after property, and just knowing that from this point out, you're going to be buying property, whether that be every year, whether that be every other year. Some people are doing it every month. But just even having that concept that buying property is important. That is another asset class. So, could you imagine knowing that in your 20s? So, usually in your 20s, you're doing things like getting your education. Other people decide to pursue the military. Um, some people decide to forego education and get into the job force. But that concept of buying property, um, imagine having that concept in your 20s. So that is another asset class. So somebody else name some more asset classes. Name some more asset classes. I'm not going to be on here long because it's just a reminder. You probably already know, but just in case I have the new people watching. Another asset class is business. Business. Now, some people create a business. With creating a business, you have to teach yourself how to sell because you got products nobody is buying, nobody cares, nobody is supporting anybody. Um, then there's other thing about business is that you're trying to sell something that people need, but they don't want what they need. They want things that are not important. So deciding if you're going to sell people what they want or what they need. So the easier thing would be to sell people what they want. But I don't know. I like to give people what they need, and that's harder. So you could create a business, and then there are other people out here that are buying businesses. So buying laundromats or buying franchises, like buying Wendy's, buying pizza places, buying car washes, buying storage facilities. Um, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of businesses that you could buy. So that is another asset class in learning that whole area. So we got the stock market, which is very important. We got real estate, which is very important. We have business, which is really important. And then there is another area, and that is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. So with cryptocurrency, you know you have to be very careful. And with crypto, you only put in what you're willing to lose. That goes up and down and up and down. And you've heard stories of people losing loads of money. And then you hear people who have become millionaires and billionaires with crypto. And of course, they keep that information to themselves, right? Because that's what this wealth is all about. Wealth is quiet. Wealth is this big secret thing. So it could be somebody standing right next to you, and they're not going to tell you nothing. I'm not going to tell you nothing. But I am learning why that is. And it's mainly for safety and protection. So either you figure it out. There's some people hoping that you never figure it out. Right? Um, but having that desire is an interesting factor too, because there are a lot of people out here that are living their lives and they're unconscious, like they have no desire to be wealthy. Either they have no desire to be wealthy, or for some reason they don't have the belief that they can be wealthy, or if you grew up religious, then um, money is not what you go after, especially if you grew up religious. All right, so there are all kind of things that I find to be interesting um, in this whole journey of achieving wealth. All right, so my time is up. I just wanted to remind people of the importance of buying assets. The difference between the rich and the poor is that the rich buy assets, the poor don't buy assets. Of course, there are a lot of other things in the mix, right? No other race has gone through slavery. Sometimes people tend to forget that, right? Um, People were stripped of everything, right? Also, there's this family dynamic. Um, most cultures have a family structure. So we're dealing with the repercussions of slavery. We're also dealing with broken families. So you're working by yourself, you're not working together as a team. All right. And then having that concept of buying assets, having the concept, right? So do me a favor before we leave. I need for you to hit this like button. If you're not a subscriber, I need you to hit the subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you won't miss the episode. Check out the pinned link, scroll all the way to the bottom. You're going to see the word petitions. I need for you to sign it. Check out the hack collection while you are down there. Also, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know of any assets that you are in that maybe I have not mentioned, or what asset class is the most interesting to you. Feel free to leave that in the comments. All right. Thank you for watching. And on your way out, don't forget, hit that like button. All right. See you next time. Have a good one.